Something just came up with a old client of mine that I'm, trying to move on from or whatever. And I felt guilty and this like shame thing. And it brought up the idea that I might have RSD because I have ADD.
This is part of the reason why I created the Unstuckable process, is because for those of us that do have ADHD or have this aspect, it is really important that you create a weekly practice to remind yourself to be compassionate, kind, understanding, and be aware. Like, that's why at the end of it, we go through the roadblocks, is because when you do have something that comes up, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't even just listen to his text message, or I don't know why I didn't respond to the email. Then that week we can break that down, because there's years of just having the avoidant behavior for whatever reason, doesn't matter, right? Like, it's irrelevant at this point, you have it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's about like being kind and compassionate and breaking it down and figuring out what works for you. Coaching is not about telling you what to do. Coaching is about helping you find the answers to your solutions, like your individual solutions. Ideally, we would have caregivers that would help us navigate all of this stuff, and we would grow up as kids learning how to like work around, our neurodivergent brains, right? But we don't, we didn't, and we don't, and so we have these habits. And so this is not anything new that you are coming up against, and it will keep continuing. It's just kind of the way our brains work, but it is about creating these processes, getting these processes in place. When this comes up, because it's going to come up again, right? You're going to see yourself be like, oh, okay, I know I am doing this. This is just like my stress response coping mechanism. It's freeze at that moment. Like, you want to take action, but you're like feeling stuck. Like, it's literally, you're just frozen, and that's why you're not doing it. Like, it's just your stress response.
Right. So I can't tell if it's the shame that's freezing me or the freezing brings about shame.
It is both.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, if I'm on a roll, like, I understand the importance of doing it weekly. So, I mean, I don't want to negate you there, because I think if you get a practice down, you can like bring it up when it comes up, right? That's your point.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, like, there are some things that I want to rip out at the core that are not necessarily just a brain rewiring type of exercise, which we know it changes subconscious too. I mean, we know, but like, to me, it's sort of like, when this shame comes up, I go, okay, what other event does this feel like? Like, what other thing, like, is this related to? Like, and when I do that, I start to realize there's some stuff I haven't cleared around other places. You know what I'm saying? So what do you have to say about like trying to like really, really pull out roots, like shadow roots, in addition to like, as we could do the Unstuckable process?
There's 4 parts. There's always 4 parts to all of it, like to you as a human and to everything. It's a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, right? So your physical brain you have to like create new neural connections. Like, you literally have to do that. Like, you have to have the dopamine, the acetylcholine, you have to have the nourishment, the chemicals, like you have to have that part. Like, it's the earth. You have to have the nutrients in order to make that happen.
Right.
You have to have the mental, which is that rewiring, right? Like the neuro reprogramming, rewiring, it's changing the mind, right? You have to have the emotional, you have to feel it, you have to experience it. You have to create a new body sensation to be attached to those memories, right? And you have to have the spiritual part, which is the consciously going in and deciding how that's going to look. You have to do all 4 of those together, right?
Okay, tell me about the spiritual part.
The spiritual part is just tapping in consciously to what you're trying to create. So like, you recognize the shame, you recognize this, and you like, okay, but what is it that I want to feel instead? You have to consciously go there. So it's okay to like, yes, you have to identify.
So the spirit, when you say spiritual, it's sort of like going outside of you to like your higher power and going, okay, like kind of a 30-foot, like, okay, what do I want to feel instead? And then saying, okay, I want to feel joyful. And then you come back down and you do the somatic part, right? Which is like feeling in your body joy instead.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by the spiritual?
So Yeah, it's close to that, except for joyful is really elusive.
But you're saying the spiritual part is like tapping into a deeper part of you, or whatever you believe in, higher power, God, spirit, universe, and going, okay, what do I really want? Like, what do I truly want here? And having that authentic like desire. And what I really want to feel is peaceful. Or, you know, you pick out a one that you like.
Exactly.
Like what I want to feel is like, I just want to feel neutral.
Yeah.
In this situation, I don't need to feel pumped up or happy or accomplished. I just want to feel neutral. And so, do you know what I mean? Because there's a trigger here that's so like deep that it's not just the situation.
Of course.
Like,
That's a given. Like, that is 100% a given. It is a cumulative of many.
Yes.
Like, this is where I think people struggle, is because they're trying to pinpoint a single event that makes them feel this way. So can they just like rewire that one single event? And it's not like that. It is every single time you felt that way, you've now piled in all of the other things on top of it. So it is impossible to unravel and just pick apart that one. I mean, there are sometimes you can get a linchpin and like, ooh, and it all goes, right? But it's super difficult for repeated trauma, little stress. It is super difficult because it's not a single linchpin, right? Like the linchpin probably started with like a bad look, and then the next time it was a bad look with a thought, and then and you start seeing how like all of the years of like, oh shit, I forgot to do my homework on time, or oh, like all of the stuff. All of it, right? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble with my teacher in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. You see what I'm saying? Like every single thing gets piled on. So it's not just like this one thing. So that's why, like, to try to go that route, you can, and that's where therapy kind of goes, and that's why it takes fucking years, is because it's like this and this and this. Much quicker, so much quicker if you just tap into, okay, what is this emotion? Right. So you get these memories, you get the like, oh, this is shame. All right. What is this shame? What is this feeling like in my body? All right. What do I want? And then tapping into that spiritual part, like making sure you're physically supported. Like, okay, do I need to take a breath? Do I need to take a drink of water? Do I need to go pee? Am I hungry? You know, like support yourself physically. Okay. Now that I've got that in place, right? What, like, use that spiritual part of you, the tapping in, and be like, how can I support myself to feel the way I want to feel, right? If I'm feeling shame right now, I know I don't want to feel shame, right? Be like, okay, all right, I feel stupid for feeling ashamed, right? You know, okay, like just take that moment and like you have, and it's going to be so individual. What is it? Like breaking it down, be like, oh, I just want someone to say like, it's okay, I fucked up. Oh, I just want someone to be like, you know what? I got your back. Or like, we all need different stuff. And that's why like, there's no easy way through this, but it is just about going, okay, what do I want to feel? What do I want to feel right now instead? Not just joy, because that's like, how do I go from shame? You have to like connect the dots. Like it's okay. I feel shame. Why do I feel ashamed? Oh, because of this. Oh, wait. Oh, it's really because of this. Oh, wait. Oh, it's because once again, I forgot to do the things that I said I was going to do. And I broke a promise to myself. And then I think like, I'm just going to keep breaking promises to myself. Okay. So what can I do to make myself feel like I'm not breaking a promise? Oh, maybe I need to look at all the times when I didn't break promises. I'm just focusing all the times I did break a promise. I'm not
reticular activation system. Yes.
That's what this is. And that's why the weekly helps, is because it keeps getting you in this practice. So when you're calm and you're doing it, you can start doing this when you're freaked out.
A little more objective. So you can so it's already ingrained in you, so you can go there easier. Exactly. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I think you should share it. Okay, love you.
Okay.